Hi friends, my name is Hemant Singh. I have secured All India rank 359 in Civil Services Examination 2017. I was a student of class in philosophy under Dr. Amrut Srivastav. I took guidance from him for interviews as well, and for essay test series also I joined VVR IAS, and the support was immense in terms of all the stages of the examination. So friends, talking about philosophy in particular, I have something to share because I had scored 149 marks in philosophy paper 1. Paper 2 was little lesser, so I would rather try to explain how I secured 149 in paper 1 in philosophy. I think for paper 1, instead of covering the whole book page by page, the better approach is to go per thinker. So while studying philosophy paper 1, the better approach is to take one thinker, spend a few days on it, and try to thoroughly study that particular thinker through whatever sources you can. For example, for post-Hegel, for the contemporary philosophers, we don't have very good books in the market. The content is limited, so it's better to go through internet and through research papers in Shodh Ganga, for example, and other Stanford website is there. So there are umpteen resources in the internet for post-Hegel thinkers. So in that regard, I think internet helps, and this approach plays a role. Along with it, I think making notes is also critically important for the revision. I'll come to the revision, how I did revision. But before that, I think making one paper or two paper, very short notes, or maybe mind maps in your own language is very, very important. Particularly important when we are referring to various sources. If you are referring to more than one book, two books for one thinker, like I referred to one or two books, or maybe notes, your class notes, and one more book. So in that case, I think it's better to make notes. For example, I referred to the class notes and YMC for Western, for example. And I referred to few thinkers for C.D. Sharma, like for the Indian part. So the notes should be as crisp as possible. They should be as short as possible, and it should also have, the notes should also have every possible thing you want to write in a particular thinker. So per thinker, you should make notes. And to help you, to guide you to make notes, it's better you go through the previous year question papers first and try to, maybe imagine what you're going to write for a particular question. So taking up 2-3 questions for a particular thinker will exhaust the whole thinker for sure. So go through the question papers first, try to exhaust all the content, try to pick out those questions, and then try to imagine what all you can write for a particular answer, how better you can write for a particular question. And in that way, you make your notes also. So your notes should also blueprint of your answers in a particular way, right? So coming to the revision part, which is very, very important if I talk of paper 1 particularly, because there is a lot to memorize. Even after, building on the conceptual clarity, there is a lot we need to remember. So what I did was, I made a chart and I wrote all the thinkers on it in a column. And then I made further columns, and I made particularly 10 columns. And every revision I did, every thorough revision I did, I used to put a tick mark in front of that particular thinker. So I had that chart in my room, and I used to put a tick in front of that particular thinker I used to revise. So like this, I had almost 9 to 10 ticks in front of all the thinkers by the end. And I took that chart with me when I went to the examination. Like one day before the examination, when I had that PG near my center for the mains. So I had pasted there also, and one day I made one tick in front of every thinker before going. So this is nothing but it just gives you more clarity on how many revisions you have made. Plus it gives you confidence. When you look at that chart, you have that confidence that I've revised this particular thinker 9 times. And you also get a clarity on your future revisions, whether you're lacking. Suppose, for example, in pre-Hegel, I had almost 8 to 9 ticks in front of all the thinkers, but post-Hegel, I had very less ticks. So it guided my revision as well. So this tool is useful. You can follow, you can tweak it a little bit. It's interpersonal. You can make your own tool, but it helps making chart and all this. Finally, talking about the questions and the way to the approach, I would say you can be a little innovative in terms of writing the quotes of thinkers. Like I wrote one quote of Kant while writing space and time question. And in conclusions, you can be, in intros and conclusions, you can be more innovative. One particular tool which can be used is referring to various thinkers. If you're writing about, suppose Berkeley, you can refer to Locke in the intro, that how did Berkeley come into picture. So in intro, you can talk about Locke, and in the main core, you can talk about Berkeley, and in the conclusion, you can talk about where will Berkeley lead to. He'll lead to Hume, definitely, David Hume. So this way, you can use the intro and conclusion to improvise your answers, make it more innovative. Referring to thinkers is one thing, right? In Hume question, you can refer to Kant, for example. In Kant, you can refer to Hegel. So all this, you can make a one chart, one mind map of all the thinkers, how they're interlinked, and use the intro and conclusions to refer to these thinkers. Fine. One more important thing which I think is critical for the questions as such, that there has to be a balance between making your answer multidimensional and also giving depth to it. So there are people who say that their answers in philosophy should be very, very conceptually deep. They should have depth, right? And there are people who say that it should be multifaceted. It should have multi dimensions. If you're asked about Syadvad, you need to also write about Anekantvad, and this is metaphysics. You need to also write about epistemology, theory of Jeev, and everything. Every possible thing should come in one particular answer. That's right. Like what I have observed over that, like this was my second attempt. So over 2 years, I have observed that the dimension approach does work. However, you should also not lose on the part of depth. So in nutshell, there has to be a balance between the depth, the conceptual clarity, and also the dimension part. Okay. So while going deep into a particular thinker, you should not forego the dimensions. And while talking about dimension, you should not forego the depth. It should not be a very superficial answer, just touching a particular aspect and leaving it like that. You should also go a little deeper into it. So this is how probably you can fetch more marks per question strategy. Overall, I think revision is the key. Take up whatever way suits you. Like for me, that chart thing helped me. Whatever way suits you, take up as many revisions as you can. Revision is the key for philosophy. Rest, I think test series also plays a critical role. I also joined test series with VVR IAS, and the classes, particularly which Ambut sir took after the test, was also very, very helpful in adding content to your notes. For the notes which I referred to, the 1 or 2 page notes, you already have some space, or you paste sticky notes on it. So the add-ons you get after the test series or a particular session after the test series, you can paste on it and write, because you cannot read every possible book. You cannot read every source. So it's good if you join test series and you get inputs from there. I think that sums up all, and that covers every aspect I wanted to talk. So wishing you good luck. Thank you so much, and good luck for the examination. Thank you.